Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tips. Julian here for another Drops episode. This one for week 13 of the fantasy hockey season. Before we jump into it, guys, leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Would mean a lot to me. Let's jump into it now, guys, and let's take a look at some forwards that you can consider dropping. And Jamie Benn is at the top of my list. You guys knew he would be on the video, guys. He was in the thumbnail. In his last 6 games, he has a lonely assist, and his peripherals also not very good during that stretch. Honestly, all year, Jamie Benn has kind of been a huge disappointment after that monster year he had last year. And I kind of warned you guys about that during the preseason. I didn't think he would be able to repeat that once again, and he's pretty much lived up to that prediction. Now, Jamie Benn in most leagues is ranked in the 200s in terms of best player, and that's why he definitely shouldn't be rostered in 74% of leagues. If you're in a super deep league, I mean like 20-man, you kind of have to hold on to him. But in most leagues, Jamie Benn is definitely droppable. Lucas Raymond is the same thing. He's not playing on a very good line right now. He's not getting top power play time right now in Detroit. And he's kind of struggling because of it. That's why I got him as a drop. Pavel Zacha is the same kind of thing right now. He's getting top line time, and he kind of has gotten that all year, but he's just not really a good enough player to be rostered in 49% of leagues. He's doing okay, and he will be just fine and adequate for your team for the rest of the year, but he's not really going to be incredible. And if you're looking for someone with a little bit more upside, you can probably find that on the waiver wire if you are in a shallower league. If you're in a deep league, hold on to Zacha. But if you are in a shallower league, guys, definitely consider dropping him. Pierre-Luc Dubois is the next guy on this list, guys, and he's still only getting third line time, and he's been awful all year. I don't know why so many of you guys are still hanging on to him. He's only getting second power play time as well, which is not ideal. He's not doing enough that he needs to be owned in anything outside of insanely deep leagues right now. And finally, Jonathan Huberdeau is still owned in 31% of leagues. He's now gone pointless in 12 consecutive games, despite playing on the top line with Lindholm and Sharangovich. And Sharangovich is pretty hot right now. I don't know how he's even managed that, but Huberdeau at this point, guys, is a drop, unfortunately. For defensemen, I got 6 here. Hampus Lindholm of the Boston Bruins has not done a whole lot of anything all year, guys. He's not getting top power play time. He's a super easy drop because he's not even getting very good peripherals. At 47% roster, he needs to be half that or less. Noah Hannafin, 44% roster, is no longer getting top power play time in Calgary, so he's a drop. Oliver Ekman-Larsson has not gotten top power play time in a long time in Florida, and honestly, he's doing very badly. Don't know why 34% of you are still hanging on to him. Brendan Dillon's peripherals have been okay this year, and he has gone on decent point streaks, but that's not something that's sustainable for Brendan Dillon, so he definitely should not be owned in 33% of leagues. He can be dropped as well. Torrey Krug is someone who does get top power play time in St. Louis, but he's not someone who I think is a very consistent player and someone that I trust very much. That's why Torrey Krug, if you need to drop him, definitely droppable guy. And finally, Eric Gustafson was re-added in a whole bunch of leagues because he had a night with 3 assists. That was a complete fluke, guys. Eric Gustafson is still not getting top power play time. As long as Adam Fox is healthy, guys, he won't. And he's a super easy drop. As far as goalies go, Connor Ingram is droppable in some shallow leagues right now. I haven't seen the game tonight. If Vejmelka does well, that makes him a drop in probably even more leagues for a little while there. Connor Ingram is also someone you can hold on to, especially if you're in a league that is shallow on goalies. I'm definitely not dropping Connor Ingram, but definitely worth noting that Vejmelka might be stealing the net back from him. Ilya Samsonov might be a drop. Again, I haven't seen the game tonight on Friday night when I'm recording this, but if Samsonov doesn't have a stellar performance, I'm just getting rid of him at this point. Martin Jones is outplaying him, which is crazy to say because Martin Jones is not a good goalie. It's going to be hard to justify owning Samsonov if he has another dud tonight. Jonathan Quick is 52% rostered and is a backup goalie. And it seems like Shesterkin's finally starting to play some good games, which means that Quick is not going to start as often, which makes him droppable in most leagues. Akira Schmid was just sent down to the AHL, and Nico Dawes was called up. I actually like Nico Dawes, so I'm surprised that didn't happen earlier in the season, but he definitely can be dropped. He doesn't need to be owned in 24% of leagues, that's for sure. He may not be called up once again this year for the rest of the year. So not worth holding on to him. Jonas Johansson is still owned in 19% of leagues for whatever reason. He hasn't started in like forever. Vasilevsky's guarding every single game for Tampa Bay. Johansson doesn't need to be owned anymore, guys. I don't know why you're still hanging on to him. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed the content today, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. I want to wish all you a happy and healthy new year and all the best in your matchups this week. Good luck, guys, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.